That day, 5-year-old me was waiting anxiously for my parents to pick me up from preschool. Are they here yet? I had stopped playing with my toys and was just waiting for my parents to come. My teachers looked at me with pity. In the end, my parents never came to pick me up. It was a while after that I learned my parents had been in a car accident. I had no relatives I could reach out to, so at 5 years old, I started living in an orphanage. When will Mom and Dad come get me? It was difficult for me at 5 years old to understand and accept my reality. I just waited resiliently for my parents.
Nice to meet you, Haruto-kun.
A year after I started living at the orphanage, I was taken in by my stepmom, Akuno Ichinose, and my stepdad, Masaki Ichinose. That's how I became Haruto Ichinose. My life from there was fun. I had a lot of freedom, and my stepparents loved me. It was a happy family straight out of a storybook. Even as a child, I knew I had to repay them someday. I'm so happy to be Haruto Ichinose. But in first grade, when I finally felt like I belonged somewhere, things changed.
Honey, a child. I'm pregnant.
Really? Yay! Haruto, you're going to be a brother. My stepmom got pregnant. My stepparents were over the moon. I was also excited to be a stepbrother. My stepmom's belly grew, and we all believed a happy future was ahead of us. Mom! When my stepmom's belly was quite big, I ran toward her with a smile.
Don't touch me.
Huh? My stepmom pushed me away for the first time. Her eyes were of someone looking at something vile, and I froze. Honey, what are you doing? Haruto, we're sorry. Mommy was just surprised. You must be scared. My dad's words must have brought her back. My mom looked at me, and she looked like she might cry.
Haruto, I'm sorry Mommy's not feeling well.
It's okay. I'm sorry too. My mom hobbled over to her room. Now that I think about it, this might have been the day my mom changed. My brother was born. His name was Ritsu. At 2 years old, Ritsu was comfortable with me. Nee. Ritsu, over here. You're so good at walking now. Nee. Oh, Mommy. Nee.
Ritsu-kun, let's play over here.
Honey, Haruto was playing with them. It was obvious my mom didn't want him to play with me. My dad tried to talk to her, but my mom didn't listen. Since that day, my mom had changed. At this point, she treated me like I was unwanted. Since it's my half coming of age day, I wrote you guys a letter. Half coming of age day? How fun! Thank you. Honey, Haruto wrote us a letter.
Oh, I'm busy right now. I'll read it later. Oh my, Ritsu-kun. Good job.
More time passed. I was in my final year of high school now. My mom's obvious favoritism continued.
Ritsu-kun, you got 100 on this test. You're so good.
I'm leaving this house. That's probably better, right? Haruto, I'm sorry. I didn't think this would happen. Don't worry, Dad. It couldn't be helped. Haruto. You guys took me in. I understand how Mom feels too. After high school, I'll find a job and live alone. No, go to college. I'll handle tuition. Thank you, Dad. I studied hard for my college exams and got into the school I wanted to go to. After high school graduation, my days of living alone began. Honey, Haruto is leaving this house for you.
I don't know anything about that. Don't blame me.
It's okay, Dad. I'm glad I was taken in by this family. Nii-chan. Ritsu. Nothing. Never mind. Ritsu looked like he wanted to say something, but he noticed Mom's look and fell silent. I think he wanted to tell me something. I guess that's it. I remembered the fun times and felt some sadness as I left. Only my dad came outside to see me off. After that, I moved out of the prefecture and started living alone. This is harder than I thought. I didn't want to rely on my parents for living expenses, so I was working part-time at an izakaya restaurant, but I feel a little better. I don't know how many times I've thought that it would be easier if I could forget the time when my mom was nice to me. I felt a little more optimistic now that those thoughts weren't eating away at me anymore. Still, if I didn't have these deliveries, I'd be in trouble. I didn't know why, but since I started living alone, I've been receiving deliveries from the orphanage. I asked them about it, but all they would say is that they were just donations from the orphanage, and I got no details. But it was desperate times, so I gratefully accepted the food and other household items in the deliveries. I managed to balance work and school, and somehow graduated. After working hard to find a job, I got one at a systems development company called Lovekoi Software. My dad said I didn't need to, but I decided to send 30,000 yen every month as a token of gratitude. Lovekoi was a primary contractor company, so it was a pretty good working environment. I was in the system integration department. It was my second year. Along with my coworkers, including Mio Tachibana, we worked hard on our projects.
Ichinose-san, I wanted to talk to you about this.
Oh, okay. Hold up. Deadline time was always busy. Whew, finally done. We finished our project. Tachibana-san, the other reps, and I took 4 paid days off.
Everyone said they're going back home. What are you gonna do? Going home?
No, I have a home, but don't have a home. I told her about me being an orphan and my stepmom's treatment of me.
I can't believe that happened. I'm sorry for asking.
No, I'm sorry. It's not a story to tell after a big project.
If my mom treated me like that, I feel like I'd get mad and cut myself off. But you didn't resent them and repaid them. You're amazing.
I don't know. They took me in, so I think it's the right thing to do.
Actually, my mom's a single mom. We got in a fight in high school and haven't talked since I started college. Among my friends, I was the only one with hand-me-down uniforms. I was so embarrassed. I asked my mom for new ones. But with college fees and stuff, it was hard. You know how uniforms cost like 30,000 for a set, right? I realized later that it was childish of me. But since I brought it up, I couldn't apologize. After I started living alone in college, I didn't see my mom at all. I studied hard and worked hard to find a job, and I got a job at this big company. I wanted to prove that I could survive without my parents, but I couldn't survive on my own. I needed my mom's help with my tuition, with co-signing things. I was dumb. By the time I wanted to apologize, she was gone. She was gone before I could apologize.
Tachibana-san.
So, I admire you. It must have been hard for you. You must have been sad. But you're grateful and you're trying to pay them back. You're so awesome. I'm kind of embarrassed to say it.
Thank you for saying that. I haven't received love like this in a while.
Well, the love? Yeah, you could call it love.
I'm getting a call. Can I? It's from my brother.
Of course.
Tachibana-san seemed relieved that the call came. I smiled and answered the phone. Hello? Ritsu? How are you? Sorry to call all of a sudden. Are you free? Since I left home, we've been calling each other like this. I think we talk more than we did at home. Nii-san. Ritsu's voice changed from cheerful to sad. I recognized it and interrupted. Don't apologize. You did nothing wrong. I told you a bunch of times, right? I'm sorry. Ritsu has told me many times that he wanted me to come back, but I didn't. I think he blamed himself. I've never once resented Ritsu, who still looked up to me as a brother. Actually, I really treasured him. 3 years later, I was dating Mio and had proposed to her 3 days prior. Mio, will you marry me?
Of course.
I didn't have much experience with a happy family, so this decision took a lot of courage for me. But I could be a family with Mio. I wanted to. I believe that from the bottom of my heart. I was engaged, so I decided to go home for the first time in years. This is Mio Tachibana, my fiancé. We work in the same department and we get along well.
Hello, I'm happy to meet you both.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for taking care of Haruto.
What was my stepmom thinking? She stayed silent next to my dad.
Mio-san, we're Haruto's step-parents, but we gave him a hard time. We're not good parents. But Haruto, he still calls me dad.
My dad's voice quivered. He always defended me from my mom. I knew that, so I never blamed my dad. Dad, I'm grateful for you. Mio knows that. She said she wanted to be with me because of that. So don't say that. I'm okay. I felt like my dad truly loved me. I was happy I came, but that didn't last long.
Mio-san, you said? Don't you think Ritsu is better than this person? You look honest and you're pretty, and you work for a big company? I think you're a great fit for Ritsu.
Huh?
Ritsu is a good boy and he's going to a famous private university. I think you'd be much happier if you married Ritsu. There's an age gap, but...
Cut it out.
In that moment, my dad raised his voice in anger like never before. Even my mom was shocked. She looked at him.
What? Don't yell suddenly.
Mio-san is engaged to Haruto. How many times do you need to hurt Haruto? I've been holding back. I know you. We're desperately trying to have our child.
The Ichinoses had a hard time getting pregnant after marriage. They tried fertility treatments, but it didn't go well. Emotional pain, time, energy, money, as those were all spent up, my mom was spent too.
Akuno, don't try so hard. Your body comes first.
Honey, I'm sorry.
My parents gave up on getting pregnant, and when my stepmom was 29, they decided to adopt me. After adopting me, they were blessed with Ritsu.
We have a responsibility. We took Haruto in. You ignored him and rejected him, even though he did nothing wrong.
I had to. I went through the pain of birthing Ritsu. Haruto is just my child under some paperwork. Of course there's a difference in how I feel.
I heard that mothers have more love for their kids than the father does, so I can't deny that there's a difference. But to treat them differently because of it is different. You loved him when we took him in, and changed so obviously. How much you hurt him. No matter what I said, you never listened. You coddled Ritsu and acted like you didn't want Haruto there. You loved him at first. Haruto came from such a hard life. How could you do that to him? I've given up on you since then.
What are you saying? It's too late now. Why did you stay married to me then?
Because Haruto asked me to.
What?
This was before I left home. My father had said this to me.
Haruto, let's live together. I was thinking about ending it with your mother.
Dad, you can't. Divorce is between the couple, so I can't say anything. But if it's for me, then you can't.
But...
Please, Dad. I love Ritsu. Ritsu always called me Nini. I was really happy. So I want him to be happy. I want his parents to be there, and I want him to smile. No child would be happy if their parents disappeared. That's what I think. I've had a sadness in me since that day my parents didn't pick me up. It's not just me. My friends at the orphanage too. Everyone had a sadness in their eyes.
Haruto, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Since Haruto left and started living alone, I never once forgot about him. You don't even know how hard it is for a college student to live alone, and you celebrated.
No! He said he was going to leave all on his own.
You kept treating him badly, so Haruto read the room and said he'd leave. You can't even understand that much? No matter how much food or stuff I sent, I knew it wouldn't be enough.
Wait, Were those deliveries?
I asked your orphanage to let me use their name. I thought you'd feel bad and not accept them.
I was saved by those deliveries in college. Those were all symbols of my father's love for me. Dad, thank you. Really.
No! I felt responsible for raising Haruto too. But when he ran toward me when I was pregnant, I just hated him. I had to protect Ritsu. Ritsu is my actual son. I recommended Ritsu to Mio-san because I was thinking about Ritsu's happiness over Haruto's.
My stepmom tried to gain sympathy, but my dad's face remained hardened. Stop it, Mom.
Ritsu?
It was Ritsu. He'd gotten so big. Despite the situation, that's what I thought. My brother is my one and only big brother. He's always been there for me. I never once thought we weren't related by blood. So, I thought it was weird. When he left, I learned that he was an orphan, and I was shocked. But to me, none of that mattered. It doesn't matter if we're blood relatives. To me, Nissan is Nissan. If he's happy, I want to congratulate him. I don't want to get in his way. Ritsu looked at me and smiled sadly. I must have caused him a lot of stress. Nissan, congrats. Be happy. Ritsu, thanks. You've gotten so big. Dad, I'm fine. If you want a divorce, Mom, I won't stop you.
Ritsu, what are you saying? Don't say that. Let's stay a family. Yes, Haruto can live with us again.
What are you saying, Mom? I'm going to live by myself for my second year.
What?
Ma'am, I'm going to marry Haruto. Haruto is my one and only love.
She looked straight at my mom and spoke clearly. It was overwhelmingly bright to look at her.
Haruto appreciates even a person like you. He said even if it was brief, you gave him love.
What?
But I'm not like him. If you're going to hurt him, I will not forgive you.
Mom, I was really sad when my parents didn't pick me up. I was sad and anxious, and I thought I'd be alone forever. I wanted to disappear. A giant hole had opened up inside me at 5 years old. I didn't think it'd ever get filled. But...
Haruto-kun, nice to meet you. We're your family now. I hope you'll call me Mom.
You came to pick me up. I had been waiting all that time. You smiled at me and reached out a hand to me. Thank you, Mom. I was really happy then. That soft memory never faded. That's why I never resented her.
Haruto, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
My mom was in shock. Her eyes widened and she looked far away. She kept repeating it like a broken radio. What was she looking at then? I had no idea, but I felt like her tears reflected the warm memories we had from my childhood. A few months later, Ritsu left home. My step-parents got divorced.
I'm sorry, Haruto. I'm so sorry. Why did I?
My mom was alone in some shabby apartment, reading a letter. It was the letter I wrote to my parents for my half-coming-of-age day. When they got divorced, my dad handed it to her. I'm happy to be Haruto Ichinose. Thank you for taking me in. My mom was twisted by the idea that she had to protect her actual child. With time, she finally realized her mistakes. Nissan, congrats.
You're all grown up, Haruto.
A year after, we got married. Surrounded by family and friends, I was happier than ever before. Ritsu, Dad, thank you. I sent an invitation to my mom, too, but she didn't come. I had a feeling, but I was happy. A few days before, an invitation with the absent part circled arrived. In the corner, there was a note from my mom.
Please, be happy.
I was confused, but I realized when I saw the word happy, this was her reply to my letter from that day. The letters were shaky and smudged. I could tell how my mom felt when she wrote it. So, I was fine, because my childhood self finally got a response. Mio, I promise to make you happy. Let's build a beautiful family together.
Yeah, let's be happy.
I had lost my happiness so many times. I know that I can appreciate any happiness that comes my way. I'm sure the future holds countless moments of happiness from here on out.
From that day on, Usami's attitude toward me turned cold. Wait, what? You're taking me off that project too?
I'm sorry. I know I sound selfish, but please don't tell the company. I know it's against the rules, but I really need the money.
Are you signing the official contract? Oh, thank you so much. That makes 3 new contracts this month, and it's a major annual contract. This will keep me at the top of the sales ranking this quarter. I'm Masaki Kurihara, 28 years old. I work as a sales rep at Tengu Advertising, a major ad agency. By planning and proposing the best advertising strategies for each client and committing myself to my work, I've consistently been the top performer among my peers, earning the respect of my colleagues and the absolute trust of my manager. Kurihara, would you mind grabbing a drink with me after work today? He's my boss, Manager Usami. As the end of the day approaches, he quietly invites me out for a drink. He says it's something he wants to discuss in private, so we should meet at the bar instead of going together. Understood, I'll meet you there in an hour. Something confidential? Could this be about a promotion? Hopeful, I quickly wrap up my remaining work and head to the designated bar in high spirits. But... Kurihara, it's great that you're boosting sales, but I have my own position to think about. You're working too hard, and that's a problem. Huh? My expectations are shattered before we even finish our first drink. What exactly do you mean? Don't make me spell it out. The others understood without me saying anything. Before I can respond, a man and a woman suddenly barge into our private room. Oh, manager, good evening. We just happened to be drinking here and saw you enter this private room.
It seemed like such a rare coincidence, so we thought we'd say hello and hopefully join you.
Oh, it's you two. No problem. Let's drink together. You don't mind, right, Kurihara? Well, I guess not. The two who rudely join us are Tsuyoshi Gomasuri and Masuko Kobiuri, fellow sales reps from my team. Was there something you wanted to discuss with Kurihara, manager? Nah, it's fine. I already said what I needed to say. Huh? Then, if I may, manager, here's some sweet potato shochu from my recent business trip. I remember you like this.
And for me, a set of traditional sweets your wife loves.
Oh, thank you. You two always remember my preferences. I appreciate the thought. Their flattery goes down smoothly with the drinks, keeping Usami in high spirits all evening. I had a great time today. Thanks for joining me. Not at all. Spending time with you was an invaluable learning experience.
I'd love to learn some recipes from your wife someday. If it's not a bother, may I visit your home?
Tsuyoshi and Masuko exchanged victorious glances. There's no way this meeting was just a coincidence. They must have followed me here just to get between me and the manager. But that night, I said nothing and left. From that day on, Usami's attitude toward me turned cold. Wait, what? You're taking me off that project too? I was removed from a project I had played a leading role in, slowly losing my place in the department. Kurihara got what he deserved, huh? Our plan worked like a charm.
The top-performing elite turned into a burden overnight.
Now branded as a dead-weight employee, I became the subject of workplace gossip. Still, I focus on the remaining new work I have, preparing to tackle it head-on. That's when Tsuyoshi and Masuko approach me. Don't bother. That job's gonna get taken away too. You've been outperforming too much. Their words remind me of what Usami said the other night. I put my heart into my work, and I got results. What's wrong with that?
You still don't get it, do you? For a boss, a subordinate who's too competent becomes a threat.
We told the manager that you were stacking up achievements to replace him. What? I never even considered that. Don't put words in my mouth. Well, you weren't offering any of your achievements to the manager. We always give him a share. What the hell? That's not how work is supposed to be done.
Of course it is. That's how big corporations operate. So who's the real fool here?
I've heard before that climbing the ranks isn't just about performance, but about gaining favor with the right people. But seeing them say it so brazenly, it's disgusting. Frustrated, I clock out on time and head home. I joined Tengu Advertising full of ambition, but this is what it's really like? Not ready to head straight home, I find myself wandering into the nightlife district. How about a cabaret club tonight? As long as they don't mention the name of the establishment while soliciting, it's not considered illegal. The voice wasn't directed at me, but for some reason, tonight, I reacted to it. How long has it been since I last came to a place like this? Despite the early hour, the club already has a decent crowd.
Excuse me for sitting next to you. I'm Haru. Nice to meet you.
The hostess, who introduced herself as Haru, immediately starts making me a drink.
Are you coming from work? Sorry if this is too forward, but you seem troubled.
I must have been frowning the whole time because even a hostess I just met is worried about me. Oh, sorry. Was I making a scary face? I've just been thinking about my future at work. As I lift my head and meet Haru's eyes, she suddenly looks down and averts her gaze.
Huh? So that's what it is.
Her awkward reaction catches my attention. I lean in to get a better look. Wait, are you Chiharu? Why are you here? She's Chiharu Natori from the General Affairs Department. I didn't recognize her right away because she usually wears glasses at work. At the office, she's quiet and rarely talks to men. Seeing her all dressed up as a cabaret hostess is completely different from her usual image.
Well, actually...
She explains that she was raised by a single mother whose chronic illness has worsened. The medical bills were piling up.
I know side jobs are against company policy. That's why I thought about quitting first.
Tengu Advertising has a strict policy against employees taking on second jobs, but she's doing it for her mother.
But I've always wanted to work in video production. I've been requesting a transfer to the creative department for ages, but it never happens. It's pathetic, right? I thought I was ready to face reality, but I'm too scared to give up on my dream. I'm sorry. I know I sound selfish, but... Please don't tell the company. I know it's against the rules, but I really need the money.
She pleads with me, her face filled with anxiety and conflict. Then, how about we start a business together?
Huh? A business? But, Kurihara, you're the top performer at work.
After that, I told Natori everything that had happened up until today.
I see. That's awful. Tsuyoshi, Masuko, and even manager Usami.
As we talked, my thoughts became clearer, and I gradually started to sort things out. It's fine. When I think about it, everything I've done so far still remains as experience. But whatever attachment I had to that company is gone. So, I want to go independent soon. All I need is to find a skilled video producer.
A skilled video producer, huh?
She gives me a small bittersweet smile and lowers her gaze. I can feel the hesitation in her heart. You mentioned earlier that you wanted to transfer to the creative department, right? Have you made any videos before?
If it's just simple stuff I posted on social media, I have some on my phone. But I'm not a pro, and I don't think I have the level of skill you're looking for.
I convinced the hesitant Chiharu to show me one of her videos. Wait, you made this, Natori? This is amazing! It was a short video introducing a restaurant, but its quality was striking. The camera work, text, music, and pacing. Every element was at a level that could work even as a freelancer. I was half joking earlier, but I mean it. Will you consider going independent with me?
Thank you. It's too sudden for me to answer right now, but I think I'd like to give it some serious thought.
What started as a night of drowning my sorrows turned into a fateful meeting. My resolve to go independent only grew stronger. I submitted my resignation and made my decision to leave. The manager gave me a smug farewell. It's such a shame to lose someone as talented as you, Kurihara. Next time, I hope you learn to navigate things a little better. Try not to overwork yourself. Like hell he actually meant that. I told no one about my plans to go independent. Even Tsuyoshi and Masuko sneered at me until the very end. But I didn't look back as I walked away from the company I had once dreamed of working for. Half a year later, I finally established Lovekoi Productions Inc. It's a web advertising agency and consultancy, where I handle sales and planning. At the same time, Natori, who had also left Tengu Advertising, handles the production of ad videos. We do everything we can ourselves, but if something is beyond us, we outsource without hesitation. That's our policy.
Yes! I'll make ads that blow our clients away. I promise, boss.
And so, our two-person company officially launched. Unlike before, we now had to handle accounting, insurance, tax calculations, and payments, on top of sales. We hired an accountant for some tasks, but we still aim to handle as much as possible ourselves. Since Chiharu was in general affairs at her old job, she took on most of it willingly. But, on top of improving her video production skills, she was still working at the cabaret club. It was far too much. Even when I warned her to slow down, she refused to stop. As a result, there were times when she was so exhausted that she became delirious.
It's done! Look at this! The title is Startup Sentai Venture Man. Red is Accounting Man, blue is Insurance Man, yellow is...
Hold on, Natori! This is nothing like what the client asked for!
And I'm pink, Chiharu the video creator. My special move is...
Natori! Please, I'm begging you! Take a break! After overcoming those rough times, we steadily built up our client base. My planning skills from my previous job and Chiharu's eye for video production gained strong support. Within a year, we had enough resources to expand and hire employees. And finally, Chiharu was able to leave the cabaret club and focus entirely on our company.
Another event company wants to meet with us. What's going on?
Around that time, we suddenly started receiving requests from multiple event and design companies asking for meetings. It made sense for Chiharu to be puzzled. There were over a dozen of them. When I took meetings between our work, I realized every company had the same problem. Tengu Advertising's subcontractors, despite working for a major firm, had had enough. We can't take it anymore! Please, can we work with Lovekoi Productions instead? After listening to their complaints, I discovered that Tengu Advertising had been treating its subcontractors horribly. But even so, I couldn't just poach my former employer's partners outright. How about this instead? A few months later, a group of subcontractor representatives showed up at Tengu Advertising. Usami, Tsuyoshi, and Masuko were summoned to the meeting. What is the meaning of this? All of you at once? We don't have time to waste, you know.
You should at least book an appointment first.
The appointment was properly arranged. The conference room doors swing open, and the three of them turn pale in an instant.
I'm the one who scheduled it.
Manager? Why would you personally deal with a bunch of subcontractors?
A bunch of subcontractors? Watch your mouth.
Ugh.
You don't even have the awareness that our business relies on them. It's disgraceful. Every single person here has filed a complaint against you three. This has escalated too far, so I had to gather everyone today.
No way! We brought them plenty of business. If anything, they should be thanking us, not complaining.
That's right. We had great relationships with them. We could never have done anything to make them resent us. Oh, then what do you call this?
The department head lays out a stack of receipts on the table. Golf resorts, cabaret clubs, host clubs, all of them with outrageously high bills.
You forced subcontractors to cover these costs in exchange for jobs. Since taking cash directly would count as embezzlement, you disguised it as business entertainment. A quick calculation shows that each of you took over 10 million yen per year. That goes far beyond a simple thank you.
The subcontractors had been burdened more and more over time, until they finally hit their breaking point. They really enjoy golf, and I just gonna refuse. Cabaret clubs are great for building relationships. I was planning to pay for my share later.
And I only went to the host club forum. Social education. I wasn't even really involved.
The department head lets out a deep sigh.
I never even said which receipt belonged to who, yet you just confessed. How guilty do you feel? You waited until I was away on a business trip and covered for each other. That says it all. Usami, you favored these two excessively. You protected only the subordinates who handed their achievements over to you, while pushing away talented employees like Kurihara.
That's...
And as for you two, you had no pride in your own work. Did playing the big shot with subcontractors make you feel powerful?
That's not true, Director. It may have been excessive hospitality, but they were the ones who insisted.
How shameless. Can you still say that after hearing this?
The director pressed the play button on the recording app on her phone. I want to play golf twice a week. Make sure I have a ride and some gifts. That's how it works everywhere. My favorite girl at the club isn't meeting her quota. I need to go at least 2 more times, so keep my nights open.
This weekend, my host's birthday is coming up. I'll need some Dom Perignon, so set aside some extra funds.
Hearing their own recorded voices, the 3 of them collapsed onto the floor as if the world had ended. That's right, I was the one who advised them. I had the subcontractors prepare records of the hospitality, phone call recordings, and copies of receipts. If only one company spoke up, it wouldn't be as effective and could be ignored, so we coordinated everything and made the accusations together. Once all the preparations were complete, I contacted the director in advance to set this up.
Since there was no direct exchange of money, you might not be charged with embezzlement. But with all this evidence, there's no doubt you coerced subcontractors into treating you. This is a serious compliance violation. You'll be informed of your punishment soon, so be prepared.
And so, the subcontractors who had suffered under their demands for excessive hospitality were finally freed. A few months passed, and with more employees, our company continued to grow steadily. One day, an employee called out to me while I was busy with work.
President Kurihara, there are 3 people at reception who refuse to leave until they see you.
3 people? When I rushed to reception, I found exactly who I had expected. 3 of them kneeling in a row. Sitting there like that, you're disturbing business. What do you want? Still kneeling, Usami, Tsuyoshi, and Masuko placed their hands on the floor and bowed deeply. In the end, we were dismissed from Tengu Advertising. We have nowhere else to go. We deeply regret everything we did back then. We are truly sorry.
Please, give us a chance to make amends.
Hearing their rehearsed sounding speech, I let out a deep sigh. Please, lift your heads. Huh? You'll hire us? Of course not. I started this company because I didn't want to work with you 3. I heard from the director. I have no intention of hiring people who coerce subcontractors into treating them. We won't do that anymore. Looking at the employees coming and going, they're all young, aren't they? You need experienced workers, don't you?
That's right. Don't judge us based on one mistake. We can definitely be of use to you. One mistake?
Chiharu raised her voice as she appeared in front of the reception desk.
When I was in General Affairs Department at Tengu Planning, I repeatedly found violations of company policy by you three and pointed them out. Do you remember? Tampering with receipts, falsifying timesheets, the list goes on. But instead of reporting it, I only pointed it out to you directly, hoping you would reflect and change on your own. I voluntarily reported my policy violation and left the company, and now I have a fulfilling work environment. But you didn't change at all, so you need to accept the reality of your dismissal. Now please leave. If you refuse, I'll call the police.
Terrified by Chiharu's intensity, the three of them turned tail and ran. What exactly did they think was going to happen? If they genuinely thought I would hire them, their optimism was beyond naive. Naturally, word of their misdeeds spread throughout the industry, and they struggled to find work. I was a department head at Tengu Advertising. Why won't anyone hire me? Damn it, if this keeps up, I won't even be able to go to cabarets anymore. My favorite girl is going to dump me.
If they don't see my value, these companies must be trash. I wouldn't work for them even if they begged me.
Unless they abandoned their useless pride, re-employment would be an uphill battle. Meanwhile, our company continued to thrive. We were now working with several of our former subcontractors from Tengu Advertising, and we had built solid, trusting relationships. I am glad your mother was able to leave the hospital safely, Chiharu.
Yeah, thank you so much. She was able to get surgery thanks to you hiring me. And also,
Huh?
I was able to do the video production work I had almost given up on. All thanks to you. I owe you more than I can ever repay. I'll keep working hard from now on.
Chiharu, I should be the one thanking you. Not long after, I confessed my feelings to Chiharu. She turned bright red and accepted, and we became a couple. Now, both our personal and professional lives are fulfilling. There are many benefits to working at a large corporation, but individuals must never become arrogant just because of their company's name. And playing internal politics to climb the corporate ladder instead of focusing on real work is just pathetic. Together with Chiharu, I will continue to grow Love Koi Planning into a great company. I swear to never repeat their mistakes and always stay true to what really matters.